no agenda, no fights to break down, so we're just hanging out and having some drinks. At least I am. What are you drinking? Anything, Danny? We weren't able to get Jacob. I reached out to Jacob, but he wasn't able to join us. He's still hiding in shame over his lock of the week pick. So no Jacob today, but we do have.
So they sent his better looking brother?
Yeah. His more symmetrical brother was able to join us.
Poor Jacob. I mean,
honestly I feel bad for the guy because I know in talking to him how much his heart and soul is just poured into this lock of the week, and to see it go down the way it did, I really thought that he was going to go on a streak, and I think he's going to bounce back pretty quick though. I've been in touch with him over the weekend. He's doing okay. He's hanging in there. He had a rough Sunday, but thank God he had Monday off. But the factory was closed. But I think he's going to bounce back.
Just like curled up in a ball talking about Ryan, what's his name?
Ryan Hall, just repeating Ryan Hall rocking back and forth.
He's obsessed with that dude. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic.
What a loser, right?
Absolute piece of shit that guy is.
This is great. You should do this more often. So tell us, is Jacob really a virgin, or is that just a rumor?
No, flat out virgin. I'm on the street. What a nerd that guy is. It's so hard not to curse. I'm going to drop an F-bomb.
Oh my god, this is great.
What do you got in your glass? Not Jacob.
Sweet tea.
So sweet even tea. Not Jacob is soft as hell.
Right.
Before we came live, we were talking about the celebrity boxing matches and stuff like that. Jacob and I are going to live stream Triller this weekend. We have Vitor Belfort versus
first of all,
Holyfield. What?
There's Contender Series going on right now. I don't know if anybody's watching Contender Series, but
I just got an update that somebody knocked somebody out.
I have a bet on the next fight that it goes the distance. So if anybody's watching, I'm watching. You can watch it with me. All right, go ahead, Angela. All right.
No, sorry, real quick. MN, no. Oh, I got to unpin that. No early picks yet. We're saving all that for next week. As soon as DraftKings Live is when we'll do our breakdowns. We're just hanging out. We'll talk about fights and stuff like that, no problem. But we don't really dig in and do our research till the week before. I'm on like 3 days before, a week before. Some cards it's easy because it's pretty popular names. The pay-per-views are honestly the easiest ones because it's all names. We're good. It's all the UFC debuts that are pain. I usually wait. But
I've been terrible lately just because I've been traveling so much. Angela knows and gives me crap about every week, rightfully so. But this week, hopefully, I'm going to get a couple done throughout the week during the week, and then for sure by 2. We might have some early ones later in the week. I don't know. I'm going to try to get some.
Oh yeah, I just for this broadcast right now, I haven't even. Yeah. It's a Tuesday. Our week is we go live Tuesday nights. Wednesday, I have to chop up, edit, upload the individual videos. Those go live Thursday.
It takes him out. I mean, the guy's up till 4 a.m. I know Jacob's told me before how much he enjoys talking about.
Thursday is the only day I don't really have to do anything. Friday, we film again. Saturday, on camera all day. Sunday, I start doing graphics. Monday, I finish graphics. Tuesday, we finalize and record. So this week with nothing. So I did recap Sunday, but nothing Monday and nothing today was honestly fantastic. All I did was make the next event thumbnail, put it on the website, do the card on the website, and that was it. So it's been great.
Anybody at your job watch the channel when they see you break down what you do every day for the channel? Like, Angela's productivity's been dropping off a little bit lately. I wonder what he's been doing.
It's after hours, thankfully. Honestly, COVID has helped quite a bit because I haven't had to travel much. Where if this was freewheeling, no COVID, regular life, it would be hard to keep a schedule because I don't know where I would be on a Tuesday night every single week.
I've literally been on the road.
Anyway, we're talking.
They must not care about me because I've been traveling, every single week for the past I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks. So
For the so we were talking about the celebrity boxing and all that stuff. First of all, I told you Jacob and I are going to live stream Triller this weekend, and I know some people think that's like, oh, it's a freak show, it's stupid. I love it. I think it's so entertaining. First of all, Vitor Belfort is straight up my favorite fighter of all time. Straight up, like number one, most like as far as a fanboy is concerned, Vitor Belfort all day, every day. And if he can get paid big money to continue competing, I'm all for it.
He was the underdog. Did I see that right? Evander Holyfield?
Well, so he was supposed to fight Oscar De La Hoya.
Right.
And I thought for sure he would murder Oscar De La Hoya, which sounds absurd because Oscar De La Hoya is a Hall of Fame boxer. But Oscar De La Hoya is small as hell. The highest weight class he ever fought in was 140. 140 was the highest he ever competed at. Vitor Belfort's massive. He's back on TRT. Fine with me. And Oscar De La Hoya, last time we saw him on live TV, he was like slurring his words, like just a complete disaster. So I was all over Vitor. Now
you slur your words every Tuesday night.
Yeah, and I'm not competing professionally against Vitor Belfort. And but now he's fighting Evander Holyfield, and it's like, all right, dude.
Well, that's not. Let's be honest with ourselves, Angelo. That's not what you were saying originally.
Oh no! I was saying, I'll tell you guys the truth. I put 2 units on Vitor Belfort, but I didn't want to announce it yet because I did it like, oh, I love Vitor, and then afterwards I'm like, oh boy, Evander Holyfield, Hall of Fame heavyweight boxer, so he's big, Hall of Fame, like legit knows how to box. This might have been a big mistake. So
he's jacked out of his mind. I mean, I'm pretty sure
I didn't know he was jacked until Jacob sent me the picture. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure he started retraining when Tyson started retraining because they wanted to fight each other, and he didn't get that fight, but he kept training, like waiting for something to open up. So this was literally like one of those like UFC fights where it's short notice, but Evander was ready, like waiting for the phone to ring type of situation. He's been wanting to do it for a while.
I was going to ask.
Here's the picture Jacob sent me earlier. It's like, oh,
God. 60-year-old Evander.
Yeah, that's not – dude, that one's actually not even the scariest one. This one is because he's jacked and comfortable as hell wearing those gloves. Like, uh-oh. So, it's actually –
he's got to be 50.
He's 60. He's like 59.
He's 58. He's 58, I think.
Wow.
58.
What is
Listen, that's
like?
old, but Vitor's not 25.
He must be on Atkins or something, I think, to look like that at 60.
Yeah, it's got to be it's keto, I think that's just keto.
Right.
Yeah, lots of rough.
I think that's just no carbs after midnight. I think that's how easy that is.
All organic.
So either way, I mean, that. So I'm a little nervous now. I didn't advertise that I did that bet because I don't want anybody following. That was a Jacob bet. I did it with my heart, not my mind. So I'll be rooting for Vitor. We'll see.
Well,
and then the other fight,
that means you're going to win. From what I heard about his bets from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And we'll catch up in the chat in 1 second. And then the other fight on that card that I care about, obviously, is Tito Ortiz and Anderson Silva. And obviously, it's boxing and Anderson Silva. The odds are minus 1,000 for Anderson Silva. And he should piece up Tito. I mean, Tito's one of the most stiff strikers you've ever seen compete at a high level. So,
yeah, that
let's see. Yeah, but Anderson gets too cocky sometimes too.
From both guys, Tito willing to get his ass kicked, and Anderson. All right, yeah, I'll take some money to go beat up Tito Ortiz.
100%. And listen, Anderson Silva just beat an actual boxer. Like a legit boxer who was like, I don't know, 15 and 2.
But you mentioned having a puncher's chance, and honestly, it sounds stupid with his head movement and stuff, but if you were ever going to have a puncher's chance against someone, it's probably Anderson Silva because he does get cocky and puts his chin out there and just try to head dodge every single punch. And if you just land one, like Weidman did.
Chris Weidman did. Yeah, Weidman was able to get that knockout, and they broke it down over and over. Because he threw like the same combination a few times in that fight. I don't remember what it was. Let's say it was.
Oh, Silva like had it memorized or something.
Yeah. So like Chris Weidman threw like a 3-punch combo, and every time Anderson moved, and then the time he got it, he threw a 4th punch. So Anderson just did not see that one coming. And I'm wrong with that. It was could be 4 and then 5 or whatever it was, but He threw the same combination. Anderson had no problem with it. And then when he added a punch is when he caught him.
Got to extend those combos. That's what I tell my students all the time.
That's what at clown college. Yeah,
You gotta really get after those.
What's your name again? Jacob's brother?
Not Jacob.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very simple.
He's taller coming into
So you must be younger. After they had Jacob, they knew for sure what the name would be.
Please, not Jacob. They were already scared that I was a boy.
What?
I said they're already scared that I was a boy because they didn't want a boy because then it could be another Jacob.
Yeah. Did they have a boy though?
Try and stay with me.
Did they? Let's catch up on the chat. Let's see. Blah blah blah. MN said, Jacob, how much money have you made the last 2 cards? Well, you were up tremendous and then down tremendous. So if you exclude all your baseball bets,
tremendous. I was up here and I lost this much of it.
You did not.
It was barely half. Half those 3 of those big bets were if I go the distance or whatever. So I got my money back. So I was here and now I'm here. But I mean, we still have all this. And I've been betting on baseball. I have bets on the Contender Series tonight. I got bets on the Thursday night football game. We're going crazy with Bet Online.
Dan told you got a little taste. You got a little taste, and now you're an addict.
I'm not going to lie. I got a little frisky over the weekend, and I took a tip from a friend and put some money on Notre Dame covering 7.
Oh, they didn't cover 7.
I don't know if you watched the game, but I fell asleep in the third quarter. I was sleeping really good, and then I woke up at 2 o'clock to a couple texts that said easy money. So I was like, oh sweet, looks like I won. Then I checked ESPN.com. Yeah, it hurt a little bit.
So why did they text you easy money? They were on the other side of it.
The text was from the third quarter.
Oh,
because it went to overtime. They only won
Florida
by 3.
State scored 18 unanswered points in the fourth. Went to overtime. Notre Dame won by 3.
That's Notre Dame for
I
you.
have no business betting that game. I just was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go big on this one.
That's kind of like me with this next Contender Series fight. We're hoping this goes the distance, guys.
That's funny. I mean, that's what happens when you start chasing. Dude, there's cards
Chitty
where like
Kwani or whatever, however you pronounce his name. He's been around. Him and his brother have been around forever, right?
Well, this is a pick'em fight, so I'm hoping it goes to the distance.
Who is it, Dan?
I think it's I always say his name wrong. Chitty Kwani or whatever. I don't know. I forget how you say it. But it was him. It's him and his. Unless this is a totally different guy.
He's a big dude.
Somebody.
Joe said, "Hope everyone had good success, DK and bets on last card." So Joey won our DraftKings league this weekend, and he said, "Keep the money. It's all yours. Send it to the next winner." So.
Well, that's going to be me next week.
Week's DraftKings is double. The
payout. I think we got to come out and let the people know what's going on here, right? Because I can't dance around it anymore.
With what?
Uh-oh. Andrew's going to lose his mind.
I already told everybody with DraftKings.
What'd you tell him?
I told him in the last live stream. So we got DraftKings was like, "Hey guys, we're going to have to suspend your accounts."
Because Mark tried to word that. Hey guys, it's me, DraftKings.
It's us again at DraftKings.
Yeah, they suspended all our accounts.
Yeah, we got suspended.
There was no warning.
No warning. Well, I guess the suspension is a warning because we're not banned. We're just suspended. They suspended our accounts for posting full lineups, and they're like, sorry, whether you know it or not, you cannot post full lineups. People watching your content need to make multiple decisions to build a lineup is exactly how they worded it. So that's why we're moving to the new format. And frankly, people have been asking for a format like that where, hey, instead of just only your fights, can you talk about more? So that's why we changed the format, and we'll hone it in. This next card will make a little more sense. And then we'll get our accounts back and we should be good. That's also why you didn't hear me talk about making money in 50-50s or double ups this week because I couldn't play any money this week.
It's also why I didn't win $200,000 in the GPP this week. So,
well, Joe almost did, dude. Joe's lineup.
Joe got first. Joe got first place, right?
Not only did he get first place in our league, he was like 4 points out from the giant tournament. If he had McCann instead of Jack Shore, that extra 4 points or whatever, was the difference. Like, dude, his lineup was
I
like
thought he
6
was a split for first. Maybe I read it wrong, but I saw what he won, which is awesome.
hourly. Oh, yeah.
I thought he was a multi-split for first.
He might have been, but if he could have swapped Shore for McCann and actually been big boy winner.
Sole first place, I think, maybe.
Yeah, so that was a killer lineup. That was one of my better cards, honestly. So like I'm up on units and bets. I got a refund on that one. So Dan, I know you don't watch the recap show, which is so freaking ridiculous. But so that fight, Khalil Roundtree fight, obviously when you call the end of the fight, when do you call it? When he starts waving his arms, when he steps in, when the dude drops, like when the guy hitting the timer hits the timer, when do you actually call it? Because the ref stepped in, waved his hands probably before the half a round mark, but the actual timer stopped after the half a round mark. So when the commission said it's exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the second round, I mean, 100% they know what the line is, and they're like, we don't want to.
Whatever that guy is like somebody in Vegas is going to slip me some cash on the side because I just covered both sides of the bet.
Yeah.
Well, so, you didn't push, right? What was it, a push or you lost?
So for me, it was a push. Somebody commented, and sorry if you're in the chat and I forgot your name. Somebody commented that they originally ruled it a loss for him, so he reached out saying, "How is this a loss?" And instead of making it a push, they paid him, so it went to a win.
Wow!
It's like, damn, I would have enjoyed that.
Right, you got to push. If you asked for something, you probably would have gotten paid twice.
I'm surprised it's a push, honestly, because technically
they really shouldn't be, to be honest. Like,
yeah, they won.
Like
green
when you get a draw. Like if you bet so and so wins and the fight's a draw, you don't get paid on that, right?
Well, exactly, and it's like if you're doing roulette and it lands on green, you didn't bet green.
Oh, I always bet green.
Well, I think the one difference is there's no option to bet that the fight ends
exactly. Yeah,
2 minute 30-second mark.
But I thought that, but there's plenty of bets that you can't bet both sides.
Right. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'd be happy with,
I was fine with a push. I was annoyed because I thought I won it, but I was like, you know what? I'd rather be on this side of it.
You didn't think that you won. You were in the group chat, like just trash talking. I'm the smartest man alive. I hit my bet. I'm the king.
I thought I won. But anyway, a few weeks ago.
Like, and that's how I act if I think I win.
A few weeks ago or a few months ago, whenever it was, I missed it by like 1 second. I missed it. So this time I was like, all right, I'm making up for it. But anyway, what I thought was
the hand goes in the motion to stop the fight. That's. I mean, I don't know.
Crazy because
I'm sure the rules are written somewhere.
I honestly think the only objective way to do it, because you could time the motion from this all the way out back at like. You almost have to do it from when the person in charge of the clock stops the clock. That's it. Like,
what if he's
if
like
they reacted slow, they reacted slow. If they're fast, they're fast.
What if he's like, scratching his shoulder or something and waits 3 seconds?
Well, don't you remember it was a similar issue? Was it Chris Lytle who got the fastest knockout in UFC history, but the ref like wasn't paying attention. The dude was just out cold in like 4 seconds.
Yeah. And
so the
UFC, they gave him whatever. I mean, I think it still was, but they gave him.
Yeah, it was like 7 seconds.
It was like probably 3 seconds earlier than what they gave him, which was already the record.
Because not only did he knock him out, but then he got on top of him and hit him twice before it stopped.
Yeah, that could have been. Well, that's funny. But I guess the ring guy can't just hit the button as soon as he sees Askren go down like that.
Yeah, you have to wait for the ref.
But if there was ever a time where he could just assume, that was probably a good time to just assume, because Askren was just, you could hear that echo through the arena. Oh, holy cow!
See him stiffen up like that. Yeah, I think he can probably hit the button.
All right, let's. We got some more chat to catch on. We got a bunch of what's up. So what's up, Jester? Bearded, how you doing?
And just to let you know that it is his brother that you were talking about, Dan. That's what Jester said.
Yeah. Those guys have been around forever.
Nick Lee wants to know if we're doing anything for kickoff DFS. I don't do the only football lines I'll ever do are the ones my brother-in-law sends me, because he's just diehard football guy. And so he gave us those picks. Didn't I read them? I think I read them off live. He gave us the money fight for Who was it? The Patriots versus who? He gave us those picks. He said it was going to be a shootout. He did the more. L. Rob said, "What's up, fellas? 2 things I learned from the last card. I will forever fade Charles Jourdain and in any of his upcoming fights. And David Zawada is a bum."
Yeah, talk about David Zawada.
Well, so David Zawada, it was interesting because in the last, what is a minute? I don't remember what the time was. He got that takedown so easy. Like, clearly that was the path to victory. That was just sitting there waiting for him, and he didn't use it till the very, very end of the fight. But honestly, that's not as surprising because I was on the other side of that pick. I was okay with that pick. I mean, Alex Morono looks like a killer when he's on, so I thought he would be on. So I'm fine with that. The Charles Jourdain one shocked me. I was way off on that. I mean, here we go. Dan, professional fighter. How many times we've had, I managed.
Sorry, this guy just got hit in the nuts again, twice in the same round.
I managed you for a while before you retired, right? And we've had some of your opponents miss weight. And we've had instances where we talked about before they miss weight. It's like, I don't know how he's going to make weight. But if he misses, we're going to make him cut. And we're going to do this. And then the last resort is we'll agree to whatever. So anyway, where I'm going with this is Charles Jourdain fought Erosa at a catch weight. So they asked Erosa like on a week's notice, and he needed 5 extra pounds. So to me, I was like, the fact that he needs 5 pounds tells me he's not in shape. To ask for the 5 pounds in order to take the fight tells me he's not in shape. But the dude showed
short
up.
Notice for Erosa, you're saying that Erosa's not in shape?
So the way I was looking at that fight, so the fight was at 150 instead of 145, right?
Right. Yep.
Charles Jourdain was always on the card.
Right.
His opponent dropped. They reached out to Erosa. Erosa said, "I'll do it, but I have to do it at 150." So they did it at 150. So the fact that it was at 150 made me think Erosa's not in shape. The fact that he needed the 5 pounds, I was shocked.
Nah, if you cut a lot of weight, man, dude, if you have less than a week's notice, you could be in the best shape ever, but you're eating good. Dude, he probably could cut the weight, and he was probably smart for doing what he did. Because
he was real smart for doing what he did because he looked on point. And, let's put it this way. We have seen how many short notice fights during COVID. I haven't seen a single catch weight. Not beforehand. Not, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it depends how much weight you cut, but there's been times where honestly I've felt the best I felt, great shape. But again, I'm eating carbs, I'm eating healthy, but I'm heavier. You give me a week's notice, like when at 170, even 185, I probably could have made it. But when I was cutting 185 and I was walking around not dieting, I was 205. And I could be in great shape. But dude, you give me, could I do the 20 pounds? Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I probably, looking back on it, I probably would have just been like, yeah, I'll cut it and I'll do it. But he's smart. If he's like, you know what, I'm 20 pounds over, it's got to be at 150 if you want me on 5 days notice. It's probably a smart thing to ask for, to be honest.
And he nailed it. And he nailed it because he was in shape. He looked fantastic. He absolutely the assessment of the fight was correct, where it's like if Erosa keeps you on the end of his punches, he's really good. And that's exactly what he did. He danced around, kept him on the end, looked fantastic. So Erosa lit him up. But
it's not like the 5 pounds I don't think made a difference. I don't think that affected,
No. It doesn't affect the fight at all. I just saw it and was like, he's probably not in shape because it's the UFC. He's coming, he's not coming off the greatest performance of all time. They called him on short notice and he asked for 5 pounds. Like he must have needed them, but apparently not.
Oh, it took a point.
Whoever's manager did a good job.
Manager nailed it.
Apparently you wouldn't have been thinking the same way.
I would have been like, you want him to cut extra? He can cut extra.
All right, let's make him 145. Or 135.
What are you gonna say, Jake?
Not only did Jourdain have to fight at 150, end up losing, but because he made a catch weight, Erosa didn't miss weight, so he didn't even get like the purse bonus on top of it.
Yeah,
it would have been even better if at least he would have got 20% of his money, 30% even in a loss. At least it makes you feel a little bit better.
Well, and that is something that we've factored in. I don't know if I've done it with you, Dan. I've definitely done it with Nick, where the night before we get a call or a text from the matchmaker, or even a few days before, can you do it at this weight instead? And we're always like, no. I'd rather him struggle and starve and like barely get there and then miss and then get paid, or even if he makes it, fine, but we put him through hell.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
I took one fight where we switched it. I don't know what it was, a week out from 185 to 205.
That was Jeff Nader. It was the exact situation. Your opponent dropped, and then on like 5 days' notice, you got Jeff Nader. He needed to be 205. You went up to 205. You beat the crap out of him for like 90% of it, and then his big ass
clocked me with. It seems to be how I always lost fights.
Dude, I've gone through your record multiple times
unnecessarily for no reason.
Well,
he was a tough dude. I like Jeff Nader a lot. He was a cool guy. I got to be honest.
I think there's only one of us, honestly, in combat sports that
hasn't lost.
That's undefeated. I honestly think. I think I'm the only undefeated one.
Wow. Jeff Nader has the coolest nickname in all of MMA.
Scary nickname.
Scary nickname Nader, and he's just like a funny, doofy dude with a Northeast accent. So he's just a cool guy to be with.
He's a good dude. I'll be honest. By the way, those things happen, right? Like I was very annoyed at that stoppage, and I was like, we're still standing there, obviously. I was like, we got to do a rematch. And you know how many times people say it never happens. Like most people are like, yeah, no, I'm good. I won. I'm good. I moved on. He honored the rematch right away. Bellator, I will say, in that circumstance, they were pretty good. They made it happen. So I thought he was solid for
and he took the rematch knowing full well what was gonna happen the second time around. Like you dominated him the first fight.
He was good. Jeff Nader is very good. Like he had a deceiving record. And I remember watching it on tape with Cattell and coaches are like, man, this guy is way better than his record. He's athletic. He throws looping kind of weird shots. He's a hard guy to train for. He hit me with some big shots even in that second fight.
Well, he's got big power, and he's got big power, but at the end of the day, like the first fight, there was a very I talk about paths to victory. There was a very clear path to victory for you, which you were on. So obviously, the second fight, that was the path you were going to take. So it's not like you were just going to like box him and go blow for blow the second time around. But even Brett Cooper, same story with Brett Cooper. You beat the piss out of Brett Cooper.
I mean. My grandma died a few years back. I want to talk about that too.
We could talk about Jacob's loss of the week.
I always like to wait until the last 2 minutes to lose a fight that I'm winning. I figure that's like the best way to do it.
I honestly, looking at your record, and obviously I'm very biased. The only fight that you straight up lost, and obviously you definitely lost the Brett Cooper fight, but you get what I'm saying. Like the only fight that you straight up lost was when you were completely out wrestled by by the WWE.
Matt Riddle, my second.
Matt Riddle, he just dominated you like wrestling wise. It was your second fight ever. The dude was a nasty wrestler, and and I wouldn't even say dominated, but he won that fight. It was clear because of the grappling. You beat the crap out of Rivera. I was there. I was in your corner with Cattell. That was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen, but we were in Jackson, New Jersey. Like the kid was born there, grew up there, and still lived there. So that's how that's going to go. And then the other two are just Nader and Brett Cooper. Nader, you dominated 90%. Brett Cooper, you dominated 90%. You really did have some luck, man.
This is like Jacob's lock of the week. I should be undefeated, and Matt Riddle's in the WWE now. Jacob, help me out here to make up some weird excuses. So technically, that was a WWE match. Should have been because he's in WWE now. So that doesn't count against my record. So I'm undefeated, right, Jacob?
That sounds good to me. I mean, that math adds up in my mind.
That's how it should work.
He's like legit in the WWE too. He's not just like kind of in it.
Dude, I'm not into WWE that much, but I've heard from like a few people. They text me like, "Are you watching Riddle on whatever?" I don't even know. Right? Raw, I used to be, but whatever it is now, Nitro or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't really watch it. But they're like, dude, he's like a big name guy in the WWE.
I think he's like some form of champion.
I said, listen, once he gets to the top and gets the belt, I'm going to be under the ring with a steel chair waiting. And I'm going to pop out, surprise him, get the belt. And then is that even cool anymore, steel chairs in WWF?
I have no idea. It's funny. I haven't seen a WWE match in forever.
It's all about AEW now. They're taking over.
Who is because
they got what's his name? The UFC, the former UFC guy, or the UFC
what is
guy.
his name? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't. I can picture him. I'm looking at him right now in my mind.
Is it CJ something?
No, CM Punk.
CM Punk. There it is.
Yeah, so they got CM Punk, and then they got the other WWE, the guy that goes yes, yes, yes. They got that guy too. He just made his appearance.
I don't even know the names. I'll tell you what. I went to WrestleMania in New Orleans. It was
New Orleans. Do you really call it
New Orleans? Whatever.
We're from the Northeast. He's supposed to say Narlands. Get the
it's New Orleans. It's New Orleans.
I say New Orleans.
Oh my god.
Anyways, dude, that was like an unbelievable event. Like,
I'm sure it is, dude. It's pure entertainment.
Dressed up. We were doing fake wrestling matches in the street. Like, it was. I didn't realize how. I mean, I should have known like how big it was, but I didn't realize it was like a 70,000 person event.
Yeah,
international people fly in from all over. Like, that was pretty wild. It was a lot of fun.
It seems like something that would be cool, and it's something you could go to as well. Like, I've never been to the Super Bowl, but when the Giants went in Indy, I had like 7 of my friends went. A couple of them had Giants season tickets.
And Angelo said, all they talked about was how incredible Indianapolis is, how incredible the people are, the city's amazing. It's the best city.
You're not going to convince anybody that Indiana is a cool place to be. But anyway, they went. Some of them spent a fortune. Other like won the lottery with their season tickets and stuff. But like going to a Super Bowl is it's not something that anybody can do. But almost anybody could go to WrestleMania, and it's like you said, it seems like a pretty huge, awesome event to go to.
Angelo, you can make fun of me for this for 1 minute. How do I get the chat back up on my iPad? I just tuned into the live thing.
Should be a little button that looks like a
like a little button that looks like a text emoji.
Yeah, should bring up the live chat.
Hold on.
Unbelievable. I mean, show us your screen and we'll tell you where to click.
I'm on my iPad. I'll figure it out.
All right, so let's we'll catch up on the chat, guys. I see the chat's flying. I'm not ignoring
what's the chat saying, Dan?
Working on that right now.
L. Rob said, I also learned Patty the Batty very beatable. As soon as he fights a legit contender, he's in big trouble.
I'm tired of hearing about Patty the Batty being beatable just because the guy ate like the cleanest shot you'll ever eat at that weight class, and it didn't really affect him, and he won the fight like 2 minutes later.
It did affect him a little bit. And second of all, okay, he ate 1. You give him a really good striker, and he's not going to eat 10, 12.
Yeah, but his striking is just going to keep getting better. It
hasn't, dude. You say that like he's got 20-something fights. He's not 3-0.
I know, but he's like 26 years old. You're not going to improve?
He'll definitely improve, but dude,
right there. Stop. He'll definitely improve. Thank you.
Let's continue. All right, I look forward to his next fight, Jacob.
He's going to dominate. Oh no, it's going to end. I'm going to lose my bet. He's got to survive for 4 minutes off his back.
Who's winning? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Yeah, the brother or whatever is dominating, really.
Poppy Chris says, what's next for Darren Till? And then a bunch of people had some opinions. So my opinion, I did this in the breakdown, but we'll ask you guys. That's what I said in the recap. Like, dude needs to go to 170. He's too small at 185.
Do you know what he walks around as? He walks around at 210.
So Dan just told you he did the same thing and he fought at 170.
I know, but
are you kidding me?
No offense to you, Dan, but Darren Till is twice the man you'll ever be.
I mean, I used to get up to 220. The highest I ever got, but I was 170 in January. I was 223 in between, and I was 170 again in, I think, August.
Yeah, so he needs to be at 170, especially if you have the holes that he has with the takedowns and stuff. You need.
I don't know if it was holes, though. I mean, that was just an incredible wrestler, and
he's not an incredible wrestler. Derek Brunson is not an incredible wrestler
against the guy that had a torn ACL.
Now we have the excuse. I'll never forget.
It's going to be just irrational. Listen, I get it. You like Till. I like Till a lot. I actually hope he goes to
they stopped the fight. Lost my bet.
See, Dan, see how hard it is doing shows with this kid?
What was your logic behind that bet anyways? Just curious.
It literally was it was the plus odds bet, so I just took it. Right. I don't know. I don't know anything about these fights, but bet and make them exciting.
What's the next one? Maybe I'll join you.
I bet the next one too for submission win. And
You just grabbed a random submission win on 2 strangers?
no, I Googled him, and his camp is something jiu-jitsu, and he's got 2 submission wins. So it's like plus 350, which plus 350 tells me that there's probably a good chance that he gets submission win. Those aren't high odds. So I took him at plus.
You sound like most other YouTube fight cappers. Well, Tapology says he's won 2 fights.
And then I did under 1.5 rounds for the fight too. So we're hoping Josh Keenan gets a submission victory under 1.5, and we're all going to Vegas.
Okay.
I'm logging in right now so I can watch it with you, Jacob. Maybe I'll throw a little action.
Anyway,
I got a good feeling on this.
Huh?
Anybody in the chat got some?
I'll tell you right now that Josh Keenan submission win, lock of the week.
Oh my God!
We're lock of the week. We're doing a live lock of the week. We're calling a live lock of the week, and we're going to watch it happen in real time. This is going to be incredible for the people. Incredible. And I'm getting specific with the submission win.
What are the odds on that?
Well,
plus 350.
You're right back on a down streak. That didn't take long.
Lock of the week. Here we go. Hope everyone's ready. Tune in. We're watching. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're watching the Contender Series right now, which is on ESPN Plus. If you guys have ESPN Plus. Oh my God! I just accidentally exited out of the stream.
No, my God. Anyway, back to Till. I think he needs to be at 170. He's got the holes in the grappling, and if he keeps fighting people that much bigger than him, it's going to be worse and worse and worse. The dude is hilarious. He's a ton of fun. His striking is good, but he didn't even really get off. So he's got to go back to 170. He can do it.
The guy had a torn ACL. He legit had a torn ACL.
So Jacob, I mean, not to say this is not me trying to say we told you so, but honestly, before that fight, I think we both said, he's bumping up a weight class. He's going to have to deal with the wrestling. We haven't seen him deal with that sort of wrestling in a while. And to be honest, he was getting taken down with double legs.
Bad one.
and forget about that. Whatever. Okay. He didn't put up much defense there, which is a little concerning. But the reason he needs to bump down a weight class is on the ground. He was clearly undersized. He got mounted, that doesn't happen in your own weight class as easily. I think 170 is the place for him.
He had nothing to offer off on his back. Nothing to offer. When he got taken down, he just took his beating, and that was it. His shoulders were on the mat.
We get it, guys. Come on, move on. We get it, please.
Go play your brother, not Jacob. Have him.
Yeah, your brother was far more reasonable.
I'm ready.
But I mean, honestly, that was the most surprising thing. I wasn't surprised he was going to get taken down, right? But it was surprising that when he got taken down, his shoulders were on the mat, his shoulders. Which clearly you're doing nothing if your back is on the mat.
You know what I think happened? And I'm being serious when I say this, is I bet a lot of his get up, take down training was moving to the fence and working the fence and doing a lot of fence work to get up to his feet, which I think and DC even talked about it, that a lot of, that's what you learn, get to the fence, and he just couldn't get to the fence. So in the open mat, he literally didn't know what to do. I think if he was up against the fence, he knew he could go through his steps. But because all those takedowns were in the open mat, I think he was just lost, honestly.
Listen, anything's possible. And, Derek Brunson he does have a wrestling background. He's not a phenomenal wrestler, but he does use it. He is strong and explosive, and the weight class was the difference. If they're the exact same size, dude, Brunson finished that double leg off his knees. Off his knees, he finished it. So obviously, if they're the same size, he's not able to finish there. But we'll see. I mean, Till's fantastic. I hope he sticks around. I hope he goes back to 170 and gets some good fights in. Jester said, do you think having a week off will give us harder lines for Monkey Knife Fight, giving Chris more time to study? What's your experience after a week off on Monkey Knife Fight? Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference. I don't think it makes. I think he runs his thing the same way we do ours. Us having a week off, I'll be honest with you, I'm not doing twice as much research because I have twice as much time. It's going to be the same amount of research, and I'm just enjoying the week off. So I'm
doing twice as much research.
Oh, yeah, twice as much as only breaking down one fight. So Dan will be here to break down 2 fights in 2 weeks. Congratulations.
Guys, listen, I already told Angelo we might as well just come out with it. It's going to be a busy few months, couple months for me. Hopefully, no more than 2 to 3 more. After that, things should settle down, and I'll be back on more consistently, getting more taping in. But just bear with me, all right? Take all my bets with a grain of salt for this.
Listen, I'm actually surprised at how solid mine have been. Speaking of bets, we have a new betting partner. I don't have the link up yet, but if you go to BetUS and use promo code WWP, don't use the promo code that they're advertising.
Is it BetUS or is it BetUs?
It's BetUS. It's geared towards America. It's only America.
Is it PetSmart or PetSmart?
Okay. If you go to BetUS, it's like betus.com something else. Promo code WWP, they match 125%. 120.
So is it Brand Smart or Brands Mart?
Okay. You guys are fantastic. Mbae said, how do I get a gold crown? Jacob, you already answered, but so crowns are only for members, obviously, which you are. And the crown changes colors for how long you've been a member. So anybody green is 1 month. I forget the rest of the colors, but the crowns change colors as you go.
Dan, what do you call your uncle's wife?
What? You talking to me or Angelo?
Yeah, what do you call your uncle's wife?
My
Who would that be
uncle's wife?
in relation to you?
I mean, this is a setup, but I'll play along.
It's not a setup. It's just
No, I just want to know how you say the word.
Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Ant.
Thank you. Okay, he gets it.
Yeah, I say
you
both.
say
I say aunt and aunt.
You don't say aunt at all.
I
Why
say
you
all-
aunt.
also- this is-
first of all,
no,
listen
to-
with either one, but why would you say both?
Listen to this, Dan.
I had a very
This
troubling
dude has
upbringing.
never said aunt in his entire life. Every time he says aunt. Now all of a sudden Dan's like, I say aunt. So Angelo's like, oh yeah, I say both too. Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, I absolutely say both.
You've never said
But
aunt
why
in
would
your
you say
life.
both? Like what? Tuesdays you say aunt, Wednesdays you say aunt.
Dude,
What's-
there's
so
no
first
way.
of all, you want to hear? Can I answer?
yeah,
first of
I'm
all,
very-
Look how agitated he is.
Oh, I'm
okay.
a moderator for the channel. Who did that?
The dude from Indiana who's never had any culture whatsoever is going to tell me about how I talk. First of all, my growing up, English wasn't even my first language.
Oh, here
Second
we
of
go.
all,
Oh, here we go.
second
Hold on,
of
repeat
all,
that first part. I missed it. I couldn't hear you.
I said growing up, English wasn't even my first language. It wasn't until I had trouble in school that my dad was
Here
like,
we go. He's playing victim now. Somehow this has to do with aunt.
all right, well, now I'm not going to, we're done. There
No,
goes
no,
my-
we're done. Look at him.
No, no, thank you. Let's see what else we got here.
I wanted to hear that, Jacob.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Nah, Jake,
Yeah,
Jake
come on,
wants to
Angelo.
play
Come
his-
on. It's okay.
Go
It's,
to
it's
language.
a safe
All right.
space, Angelo. We're here.
Nope.
Come on.
Waiting for the part where aunt turns to aunt, depending on the day of the week.
Nope.
Come
Sorry,
on,
guys.
Angelo. Come
Jake
on.
ruined it for everybody.
Come on.
Let's see. What do we got?
Let's go.
And people are talking about how quick Darren Till tapped out. Jordan, thank you for the donation. Very appreciated. The super chat. It's pronounced Ant.
Pronounced ant. Yep.
Thank you, Big Don.
Yo, Dan and the people from the Midwest. Congratulations, guys. Apparently, you know how to talk. Jacob says wouldn't. W-U-D-N-E.
Here we go again, Angelo.
You said
Here we
you
go
say
again,
both
Angelo.
ways.
Yeah, you just said you're making fun of aunt, but then you just said you say it both ways. So why is that wrong if you say it both
I
ways?
say it both ways. I'm not making fun of either way.
I wanted to hear more about how you.
First of all,
English isn't
aunt,
your first
aunt
language.
is the proper way to
Learned
say
it
it.
at school.
But aunt is the proper way to say it. But I say aunt sometimes because most of the stuff I say came from my whole family's in New York, and I talk like that sometimes. You know, here's an interesting debate. Dan would get it. Dan, I just watched a TikTok. Best app on the planet, by the way. You can make fun of me, call me a 16-year-old girl. I don't care. That app is the funniest app on the planet. I watched a TikTok where the guy walked in. I don't know how to word this without – I can't ask it as a question. I'm just going to tell you what happened, and you'll have to think about how you say it. He ordered – he goes, oh, let me get a steak and cheese. And the guy goes, what? He goes, let me get a steak and cheese. He goes, a cheese steak? He's like, a steak and cheese. What do you call it?
Well, I know where this is going. I would call it a grinder.
That's not the question. First of all, it's a hero, not a grinder, and that's not the
Or
question.
grinder, sub, hero. I definitely don't say hero.
I say hero because that's a New York thing, and I probably have more New York in me than Connecticut, so that's why I say hero. Totally get it. Connecticut is grinder, oh, let me get it on a grinder or a hard roll. You know, people outside the Northeast
Are you
don't know
on
what a hard
Grindr?
roll is.
You like Grinder?
Who?
You.
Nice try.
I mean,
You know, people
you
outside the
never
Northeast.
asked that. Angelo. Come on, be honest.
You know, people outside
like
the Northeast
guilty,
don't
who?
know what a hard roll is. Why? What's Grindr, Jacob?
I got submission.
seem to know what it
I got a
is.
submission win on this next fight. Lock of the week.
Listen, we've been kicked off DraftKings already this week. Let's try to keep some outlets.
Yeah, come on, Angelo, clean it
All
up.
right. So Guillermo asked, when is Nick coming back? So here's Nick's deal. Actually, Tim will join us here. Nick was on the show every single week. He left to train for his fight. As soon as his fight finished, he hopped into a Tommy Hilfiger, his adaptive modeling. He modeled for the adaptive clothing line for Tommy Hilfiger. That comes out soon. Then he started promoting his movie, and now he's moving homes. And he runs a gym. So he will hop on. The problem with Nick is he's like nailing Jell-O to the wall. Like, his schedule is so hard. And honestly, when I was talking to him last week, he's like, I want to come back. He's like, the problem is my wife has gotten used to me being home on Tuesday nights. So once we settle into the new house, we'll get going again. So Nick's, we'll
Sounds
see.
like we should switch to Wednesdays. I like it.
We're not switching to Wednesdays. We're not switching. Dude,
Yo, who in the chat
Tuesdays
is
are
watching
already
Contender
too late.
Series? I just need to know, and then you guys can keep talking.
Who in the chat?
What'd you
What?
say?
Is watching Contender Series. I just need to know. I know Jesse was, but go ahead.
I'm
Continue.
gonna put it on. I'm actually trying to figure out all my screens here, but I'm gonna put it on so I can keep the chat on my iPad, and I'll put my other screen on Contenders.
I mean, this guy's going to get a submission win. This is lock of the week. If you guys missed
And
it, I just made a live lock of the week.
And Bay said Bovada froze her account when she tried to withdraw money. Why are you using Bovada? I just gave you BetUS, and we have Bet Online. wewantpicks.com/bets. Use them. We do have an in with them, and if you have trouble, we can reach out and get that sorted. A few people have said they've had trouble depositing money with Bet Online. Where BetUS like literally brags is how easy it is to put money in and take money out. That's like their whole thing is we've been doing this for 25 years. We have relationships with the banks. We don't get flagged as like, weird offshore stuff. So promo code WWP, they'll match it. You shouldn't have those problems. Steak and cheese. L. Rob said steak and cheese. My skin is crawling. It's funny because I call it a steak and cheese. Now, if I want a Philly cheesesteak, which to me is a very specific thing, I'll say, let me get a Philly cheesesteak. But if it's just like a steak with cheese, let me get a steak and cheese.
No, you'd say cheesesteak.
If I go to Subway and I order it, which I never would because that's disgusting, I would call it a steak and cheese.
That's probably right. That's probably right. You're probably right.
But what's funny is,
you can't. But that's more just you can't even justify. You can't even give Subway the satisfaction of calling it a steak and cheese.
Dude, it's funny because when we had my oldest daughter was born in Florida, but she was born like a week early, a couple months early. So she spent a week at the hospital. So we lived at the hospital for a while. And they had the cafeteria and they had Subway. The cafeteria would close at like, random times or normal times, and Subway was open all night. So I ate Subway like two meals a day, every day. Yeah, honestly, it's disgusting, but you learn to love it, man. Tuna, a Subway tuna, and I know they keep saying it's not actual fish.
That they came out with that they said it's not even tuna.
It's not even fish. It's good, man.
Good. It's just
good.
like the old chicken nuggets or twice like the 90s chicken nuggets at McDonald's when you used to find like the little dark rubbery pieces as you just spit out and you keep it moving. Yeah, you just spit it out and keep it moving.
Tendon.
Those are 10 times as better as good as the nuggets now. 10 times as better. I don't know. This guy's about to get a knockout win. I'm about to hit my under 1.5. Go for the sub. Oh, he knocked him out. He just got a win in 45 seconds. I hit one of my bets though. Lock of the week.
He won by submission?
He won.
Okay, yeah, there goes that bet.
No, I had under 1.5.
Mbay's looking for help with what, Bet Online?
No, she's on a different book and had issues. That's why I said just go to Bet Online. Go to wewantpicks.com. They'll give you a promo. They'll match your deposit, or go to BetUS and use promo code WWP, and they'll match it.
Honestly, I don't know how much you're planning to put in, but split it amongst the two and get double the. Sounds like I'm trying to sell them, but both have pros and cons, right? Like, Bet Online, you might need to call your bank and just say, "Hey, I've got a deposit coming through."
Bet Online has the better fight stuff, but Bet US has the better match, and it's easier to use.
It's easier to get your money in, right?
Yeah, he just blitzed this dude.
The one thing I'll say is if you have alerts, like I set up my bank to where anytime anything questionable comes through, they text me. So if you do that first, they'll text you and ask you to approve the Bet Online, and then you just hit 1 or whatever, and it goes through. If you don't do that, they just assume it's some sketchy stuff, and they reject it. It's a pain in the ass.
And so you asked about the Bitcoin and stuff. So here's the thing. Offshore sports
betting. Bitcoin's the best.
Offshore sports betting is 100% legal. It is absolutely legal to use Bet Online, to use Bet US. All those sites are perfectly legal. The problem is the banks don't have those relationships. The banks want nothing to do with it. And if let's say you deposit cash and then you lose your bet and then you dispute it with your bank, that's a problem for them, obviously. So that's why they like to deal with Bitcoin, because it's real money. It's super fast. We get paid in Bitcoin, and I don't mind it at all. And you can use anybody who's worried about Bitcoin. First of all, you can use a debit card to deposit, and when you withdraw, you can do a direct deposit, or you can do Bitcoin. If you have CASHAPP, you can just withdraw to CASHAPP, which is basically cash. It's the easiest thing in the world. There's no reason to worry about it or give your bank information. Just use CASHAPP, give the ID, withdraw it in Bitcoin into your CASHAPP, and then from there you can keep it as Bitcoin, sell it, do whatever you want. Very easy.
Yeah, MBay, if you can do crypto, 100%. It's literally instantaneous, and yeah, I've done it both ways, and I do Bitcoin now because it's easier and faster. So.
Yeah, and I use Coinbase. She's saying don't use CASHAPP. I use Coinbase, but you can use CASHAPP for ease. Nicholas Lee asks, how do you become a member? If you're watching this video, there's a join button underneath. Click the join button, and that's how you become a member. It'll be super easy. And if you don't see the join button, if you look at the description of this video, it says support the channel, and then there's a link there. So it's super easy. So I'm not watching.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, go to wewantpicks.com. I don't know. They have all the promo code info, but she's going to go on. He or she. Mbae,
Mbae's a woman. She.
I'm trying to look at the picture here. Sorry, Mbae.
And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correct. I'm assuming I
am. Anyways, yeah, crypto's the way to go. Go to We Want Picks. They should have. We got links for both of them up there, right?
Bet US, yeah, I sent it to the guy this week.
I think I told Angelo earlier in the week. They called me. I signed up and I didn't deposit right away. They called me the next day and said, hey, just want to check in, make sure everything was good. You need any help with your deposit? I'm like, tell you what, one, I appreciate the call. And whoever decided to put that role there is smart, because we should tell – actually, you know what? We should tell Bet Online to do the same thing. That position is worth its weight in gold.
It's fantastic customer service. Well, Bet US, their whole claim to fame is we've been around for 20 years. We are the original online sportsbook. So they've worked out all of those little kinks, and they've figured out what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
It is a nice little touch because Perry, I think Perry, who's a member, I believe he's a member, he had an issue. He's like, I can't get my deposit in. If they called him on the phone, that would get sorted out in 2 seconds. No, Mbae, Dan, we're working on a Bovada deal, but we don't have anything yet. So
yeah, I probably need to follow up a couple times there.
Sorry, we can't help you with Bovada keeping your money.
Well,
Jester,
Bovada really kept it. So I'll tell a story. I won't mention any names, but a friend of mine won a lot of money on mybookie.ag. Like a lot of money, over $100,000.
Oh my God!
And
I'll ask you offline.
I'm just very interested to see if it's going to come out. I was like, they eventually cut him off. They maxed.
Oh, it's who I think it is. Oh, he didn't win it in one clip. He won it over the course.
Yeah, he won it over the last probably 6 months to a year. But he started with 1,000, went to 100 and I think it was like 120 something. I'm like, dude, are you gonna cash that
And
out?
I mean, let's let the cat out of the bag. You're talking about me. I mean, you're talking
Jacob,
about me.
yeah, all right. We didn't want to blow your spot up. It's Jacob.
But I mean, yeah, that's fine. I wanted to be anonymous, but go ahead.
Anyway, so when he was at like 80, I was like, dude, are you gonna cash any of this out? Like, aren't you? He's like, no, I'm going to $1 million. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're not going to pay.
And I did.
He maxed his bets recently at like $150. So
They capped him,
yeah, he can't bet more than $150.
but they haven't let him withdraw money either.
I
Or
think
he hasn't tried.
I think he's in the process of withdrawing, but so we'll see. Stay tuned on that. But I'm very interested to see if they look at that bingo and slots.
Yeah.
You know what? The last couple of weeks,
wait,
I might
Jacob
need to switch
plays
it up.
bets. You have better odds.
Right. 890 playing bingo and slots. I like your style, Mbaye.
Yeah. Sean Brady is fighting Michael Chiesa November 20th. Oh, Jacob put that comment. Where did you see that?
Well, someone asked about Sean Brady, so I answered the question.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't see that get announced anywhere.
Is there a line on that? I like Chiesa on that if the line is reasonable.
Perry, go to BetUS, use promo code WWP. They'll instantly match your deposit. You'll be good to go. Use our promo code so we get credit. That's how we pay the bills. That's why the lights are literally on in Jacob's place. Spanner Smith.
It's the 7th. He's got 21 days.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done Bet Online, you might as well do that too. Maybe that'll get him October.
Robot Chicken said
Perry tried calling BetUS.
No, Perry's they just bet online won't take his money. He's like, here's my money, and they just will not take it. You even reached out to them, and they're like, sorry, he's got to call customer service. It's a problem with the bank.
That annoys me so bad.
It's so bizarre.
Perry,
is the bank. It's not the website. It's literally the bank saying no.
You know what you could do? And this is something that I did my very first eBay purchase when I was like 12 years old. I bought a PlayStation memory card, and it was like $7.90 something. I literally put $7 in coins, 97 cents, in an envelope and sent it to the lady to pay for it.
That cost you $14 in shipping.
Right. So, Perry, if you just want to send them like a briefcase full of cash, maybe that might work.
It's funny. So Mbaye said nope, nobody answers. They don't have anybody answer the phone. That's another.
I don't think any of them answer.
No, BetUS is literally like, I'm going to make it promo code WWP. If they use the promo code, if they call customer service, just mention the promo code. It immediately, but again, they've been doing it for 20 years. The difference is Bet Online. The reason that was our first deal is they have the best prop bets, period.
We should talk to the people at BetUS and see if they can start getting more action on MMA.
If we could have the best case scenario for online betting for UFC would be BetUS's customer service and Bet Online's prop bets. That would be by far the best combination. So L. Rob said, sorry, Dan, this is blocking your face. It is what it is. L. Rob said, that's interesting. I actually like Brady in that fight. Sabatini and Brady train together all the time.
That's interesting. I got to watch more on Brady, but if I'm remembering correctly, hold on one second.
He's undefeated.
Yeah, I could be totally wrong here, but hold on.
Jacob, people are giving you, at this point, people are giving you locks. Manon Farrow, UFC 266.
Well, I was just going to ask, actually, this is, let's ask the chat, because I'm going to start watching tape tonight. I'll probably watch a couple fights each night, hopefully this week, throughout the weekend, and next week I'm traveling again, so I don't know what my schedule is going to be, but I'll either send Angelo some stuff or I'll try to tune in from my hotel room. But what fights do people want us to zone in on early? I always switch it up every week. Sometimes I kind of prioritize. I look at the card. I'm like, oh, that one looks like could be a good value, and I'll jump in on it. But anybody who's seen something out there who's like, hey, take a look at this fight, I'll just start with those ones.
Jacob said he likes Anthony Smith's buns. That's interesting.
Anthony Smith is buns.
I think you meant to
I
say
gotta watch
he's a
tape on that,
bum.
but I gotta be honest.
No, he's buns. That's a phrase. The guy's buns.
Oh boy, I'm old.
I I don't know. At first glance, without having taped it, I kind of like Span in that one. I don't know why. I mean, I got to tape it. I could be way wrong, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to give a pick yet. I got to break it down, but I tend to agree with Jacob where Anthony Smith is like, he's such a nice guy, a cool guy. I want him to do well, but I think he's way overachieved, and it's pretty
Listen,
much
I picked him to beat John Jones, so I think he's pretty good. But the last few fights, what are you gonna do?
Glover literally knocked the teeth out of his mouth.
I guess he is on a 2-fight winning streak now.
He's one of the, I mean, I don't know. Anthony Smith, I've never been high on, really, to be honest. Like, at 185, like, all right, like, I don't know. I just feel like he was getting destroyed by Hector until he came back. John Jones, he had that fight where, like, 4 other people have looked good against John Jones and split decisions. Like, John Jones has kind of turned into being, like, that guy who can make everybody look like they could be a world champion when in reality.
Yeah, you've always said that, where John Jones makes great fighters look bad and bad fighters look good.
Except he made Anthony Smith look bad. Anthony Smith was not competitive in that fight.
Dude, he made new member Nicholas Lee. Welcome to the club, my man. Enjoy your crown. Thank you very much. It's incredibly appreciated. Genuinely appreciate it. And hopefully I do send you the $60 this week. We'll see what happens. Who did what the hell was it? Oh, John Jones made Thiago
Santos,
but
also Dominic Cruz. Or not Dominic Cruz, Dominic Reyes.
But I said that, dude. I picked Jan over Dominic, and I was very confident in that pick. And then Jan was like, clank, done. Dude, Dominic Reyes, and you said it that week, too.
Dominic Reyes is another guy, like, I was never too high.
I don't think he's that good at all. I think he just had the fight of his life against John Jones. And to your point, John Jones lets people look good. Just does. He's a little slower to start sometimes. People look better than they should.
Yeah, I got to tape this one. But Ryan Spann, his only loss in the last, 8 or 9 was Johnny Walker, that guy will blitz you and is crazy athletic. So
Johnny, guys, when I say Easter, and that's what he is. Either smokes the crap out of you or folds. Who beat him and then just let his UFC contract expire, went to Bellator, that boring wrestler? Who was that?
Corey Anderson.
Smoked him, but he knocked him out. He didn't even wrestle him. Knocked him out and then said, see, I'm going to Bellator. And then headed out.
They're paying some money at Bellator, that's for sure.
They're paying a ton of money. And the UFC was never going to give Corey Anderson real money. They were never going to really give him the big fights. So why wouldn't you go to Bellator and make big-time money? Makes no sense not to. Let's see what we've got. Jester said he's high on Farrow. She's the real deal. Manon Farrow beat Jacob's first ever lock of the week.
Well, that's not, that's who was it, Jacob? What was your angle there?
What are you talking about? In that fight?
Yeah.
Manon Farrow beat your first lock of the week. It was the what's
Victoria
her name?
Leonardo.
Yeah, Victoria
Leonardo broke her arm in that fight and didn't have a hair tie. Her hair was in her eyes the entire time.
And then Victoria Leonardo, I actually picked her this last fight.
And she broke her arm again.
She looked like trash again. 2 fights in a row.
She broke her arm again. Trash. What are you going to do? Let me snap your arm and then I'll anaconda you.
I could let you. I could say, here's my arm. Give me the hardest arm bar you could possibly ever do, and you wouldn't know what to do, and my arm would be just fine at the end of it.
Tuck it right on the armpit.
Yeah.
You know what fights I like?
I'll go belly down on you, Angelo.
At first glance, Tony Gravely over Nate Maness. I think Gravely's going to take him down 100 times. I don't know where the line is on that. I looked at it earlier in the week, and I probably should have jumped
I'm on it right now. What fight?
Tony Gravely over Nate Maness.
Oh, what card?
Good. He's a tough striker. I think he's probably training full time now, but I remember watching tape on him back in the day. He used to work at, I could be making this up, Walmart, or he worked a job, construction or something.
Nate Maness is plus 154.
What is Gravely? Minus
184.
Yeah. It was better odds earlier. I still might jump on that. I think Gravely's going to take him down at will.
Some have it at 165. That's the lowest I see.
Minus 165.
Yeah.
I think that's a good bet, to be honest.
I usually never go that high, but I did it the last 2 cars. I did 2 units. I did 2 units on Patty the Batty.
Woo!
And then I did 2 on the week before that, the Ultimate Fighter winner. Both fights were a little tense for a minute there, but both of them came out. So maybe that's the sweet spot, the minus 150s, minus 160s. Because you're confident enough. The odds aren't fantastic, but there's a big gap in skill.
What's Devin Clark and Iwan Kutalaba? What's the line there, Jake?
Kudalaba's a 146 favorite, plus 124 for Devin.
That's a good bet. Kudalaba's a savage, dude.
Kudalaba is like not very good. He just is like Kudalaba. A crazy man.
I would love Clark if he was like a plus 175, closer. Because, dude, he's got a good game plan. I think he's still at Jackson. He's going to come out with a wrestling game plan.
Bet Online has him at 115, plus 115.
Yeah. I don't feel like him that much.
Yeah, I mean, I legit love Kudalaba. Not as much as I love Vitor Belfort. And I'm looking forward to this weekend's fights.
Do you guys think that, and tell me if I'm wrong in thinking this, that Patty on his way up through the rankings, I think a great fight for him that would really test his abilities from striking to grappling to really submissions as well is Ryan Hall. I think that if Patty the Batty fights Ryan Hall, you're going to find out if he's a good striker or not. I think Ryan Hall is really the biggest test for him.
What? You're talking about Ryan Hall again somehow?
Dan's not here, so he doesn't understand what's going on. But
I know what you're.
This is funny. This is funny. It's not supposed to be annoying, Dan. It's supposed to be funny because it's a thing we do every week. You'll catch on.
Yeah, but I'm like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. It makes me really wonder how much you think about Ryan Hall.
Well, that's why it's funny, Dan. If you were here,
this is a solid Patty the Batty versus Thiago Moises. That would test his abilities very quickly.
Thiago Moises would run through him.
I agree.
I'm biased, but I mean, that's Patty the Batty's got to win a few more higher profile fights, I think.
They need to be careful with him because he could legit be a big deal. So they just need to be careful and do it right. And because I know, Jacob, I get your point where it's like, yes, he got hit with a giant shot and it didn't phase him, but it did phase him. And the fact that he was so hittable is the problem.
So Thiago Moises would land that shot and follow
20 times
more big shots.
Yeah. Dude, and the problem with I hate saying Patty the Batty. It's annoying that you say the whole thing now. The problem with Patty going forward is, dude, he has had like 20-something fights. He's not like 5-0 that they're rushing. Like, it's not Sage Northcutt where there's a ton of – he has had 20-something fights. Like, this chin-up habit, that's his habit. And it's going to be hard to break that. Darren Till is better than Ryan Hall, and that bum is horrendous. Moises has no volume. I thought Moises was a busy striker, and then when they get to the ground, he's working his jiu-jitsu.
Got power and a chin. He'll trade with
Thiago. That was a winning lock of the week. Let's talk about that, Jake. See?
I didn't see. That's how humble I am. I didn't bring it up. There's so many of them, you know.
It's all of it's like a yearbook. It's too much going on. But I legit, and we'll hang out for a few more minutes. I gotta go to bed. I legit am excited for Saturday's fights. I diehard Vitor Belfort fan. I have no idea what's gonna happen, man. Vitor Belfort, younger, fast as hell. Assume he's on the juice, so I'm good with that. And Evander Holyfield, he should be slower, but I imagine he has much more power, and he absolutely knows what the hell he's doing. But does him knowing what he's doing at 60, at the speed that he has, does that matter against Vitor Belfort, who kind of knows what he's doing and is fast as hell. I don't know.
What about who do you guys have in Kanye versus Soldier Boy?
Well, that one's fake, but what was
Who do
the
you
other one
think
that I
is
said was
favored?
real?
That?
I
You
thought it was Ja Rule. Oh, Kanye.
No, you can take action.
Somebody.
Bet online is taking action. Soldier Boy, Kanye West to win the
Yeah,
fight.
that'll obviously never happen. But what's the one that is happening? Soldier Boy? No. What? Ja Rule and who? I'll look it up.
Fat Joe.
Yeah, I think it is. It is Joe. Ja Rule versus Fat Joe.
They have Donovan McNabb versus T.O.
They have what?
Donovan
These are all
McNabb
fights
versus
that are
T.O.
obviously not happening, right?
Yeah, there's a little asterisk that says the fight has to happen in 2021. So you literally give them your money and you wait till January 1st to get it back. It's so stupid.
Here, take
Why
my
anybody
money,
would do that?
collect interest on it, and give it back to me in a year when the.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They probably have a whole investment team over there. Like, let's just put up all these stupid bets that people will find appealing, and we'll just invest their money for a year.
That's funny. Somebody, Alchemy Bank just commented. I don't know if you might as well be in the live chat. I don't know why you're commenting on a video saying, how much do you usually bet for each UFC card? I'm not going to answer that question. That's why we talk in units, because a unit
Whatever
for me,
you think we bet, times it by 10, and that's probably what we bet. That's what I bet, at least.
like I'll tell you right now, Dan's units are bigger than mine, and mine are bigger than Jacob's probably.
Not after 2 weeks ago.
What?
Units?
Yeah, that's why we talk in units. The amount of money doesn't matter because, the units will tell you the confidence level and how much you're willing to bet. The logic is you use 5 units. That's the traditional logic. So if you've got $50, then a unit's 10. If you got 500, a unit's 100. If you got 50 cents, you got 10-cent units. Yeah, and it is TRT Vitor, and I'll take TRT Vitor. Vitor is the underdog. I think and it's not Victor, it's Vitor, Dan. I think he's become an even bigger underdog over the last few days.
I know it's Vitor, by the way.
So I'm going to pull up my bet. I did 2 units on Vitor. I am not telling anybody to follow along. Vitor is my Ryan Hall. The guy can do no wrong in my eyes. I love him to death, but I'm also not going to tell you guys to do that.
How much are these guys getting paid? Anyone know how much they're Holyfield?
How much? I don't know how much they're getting paid, but I'll tell you how much Tyron Woodley is getting paid. Take a guess.
$2 million.
He got $2 million just to show up, and then he gets pay-per-view points. They're estimating he'll make $6 million.
$6 million? That's what he's going to walk away with?
Yep, it's worth it. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Dude. So I got Vitor as an underdog at minus 115, and I think he's a favorite now. Or sorry. I got him as a favorite, and I think he's an underdog now. Let me see. Boxing.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. Well, he's 60 years old. Jesus. But, I mean, man, when you're
he's
that
jacked, and he's a world champion heavyweight boxer. Like, Vitor is just – I actually am, like, convincing myself that Holyfield's going to beat the crap out of him.
How many rounds?
It's minus 115 for both of them now.
Oh, it's still – all right, so I'm still at the same.
How many rounds? I
don't know. I didn't do any research, Dan. I just saw Vitor's name and threw money at it because I love the guy. And then I literally immediately regretted it. I was like, oh, my God. It's a Vander Holyfield. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's old, but he's the former heavyweight champion of the world. And not like a fluke, like won the belt, defended the belt. And this is boxing, not MMA.
You know,
the age is the only thing I got going for me.
I don't think it dropped yet, but Jacob,
what?
You know what I'm talking about. Lupi Godinez. She's fighting in October. I don't know. I think they just announced it fairly recently. Versus Sam Hughes. I haven't taped Sam Hughes, but I'll blind bet Lupi Godinez if the line is reasonable. Oh, actually, I know who Sam Hughes is. She got smoked by Tisha Torres. She's from Washington or the Northwest. Remember, she went in against Tisha Torres short notice and just got literally unloaded.
And wasn't she the favorite? Tisha was the underdog.
No.
Oh, the last fight, Tisha was the
double
underdog.
check before I keep saying this, but I am pretty sure that she came in short notice to fight Tisha Torres, and Tisha Torres just came out and unloaded on her.
Dude, and I'm sorry, and I was thinking of Carla Esparza in her last fight anyway. So Jester said Trump will be in the announcer booth for the Vitor fight.
The announcer booth?
I don't know. He said in the booth. Other than like, what other booth is there?
I am pretty sure he's not announcing. I mean, but Sam Hugh won the.
It said Sam Hugh won the last round against Luma.
Oh, Luma Bukumbe or whatever.
Yeah. That little tiny nasty kickboxer. Tiny.
Yeah, that was a great
little,
fight.
yeah.
Right. I remember taping that actually. Look boom me.
Look boom me. That's right.
Hold on, I want to.
The chat's making me feel much better about the Vitor bet. Now I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it.
By the way, Mbaye, I'm hoping people remember that and they give a good line on Lupe Godinez because she looked like the real deal. And Jacob, you've probably been checking out her Instagram, I'm sure. She looks like she's been training, working hard, resting. No.
No, Jacob's a different man now, Dan.
Oh, he's a changed man. I forgot. Yeah, okay.
Jacob's a new man.
Yeah,
look at him. Look at the confidence. He's tan. Look how tan Jacob is.
Right. Jacob's been ignoring the FBI inquiries for 2 years, but now, now he's a changed man. He met a lady. Now he deleted his Instagram. So apparently the FBI couldn't do it, but.
What are you talking about with the FBI? What's that?
Because he's been harassing people.
You don't need the FBI for a harassment claim.
Yeah,
just somebody's older brother would go smack Jacob around. That's the end of it.
I mean, well, when you do it on a mass
that's
scale,
county court.
Jacob's very familiar with the process.
You can get a public defender for something like that. That's no problem.
So Jester doubled down and said Donald Trump will be in the commentator booth.
Yes, Lupe, the one who lost to Penne.
Yeah, lost, quote unquote lost. She tossed Jessica Pena around that octagon the entire time.
She took it on short notice too.
Literally, Pena would try to pull guard, and she would just toss her across the ring.
Rob Lipsky fights next card next weekend. Lipsky fights, not this weekend, but next weekend. They moved it. So they had to move the fight to Florida to get it sanctioned. Yeah, the age difference, but I don't think the issue was Evander Holyfield, and I could be wrong. I think the issue was literally Vitor Belfort is making his pro boxing debut fighting the former world champion. Like you're looking at it as they wouldn't sanction a 60-year-old. And maybe that's what it is, but I actually think it's probably the other way. Dude, Vitor's got to be – how old is Vitor? He's not 20. I mean, 40-something.
He's definitely – yeah, he's in his 40s. Probably 45.
Yeah. 45 and 60, yes, it's a big deal, but it's not like – and also keep in mind, to get sanctioned to fight, he's 44, right? So to get sanctioned to medicals, like every athletic commission is different. So Florida – may not require a CAT scan, an MRI, all of those things, where California may require all of those things. And you're talking a week's notice to get all these medicals done. So there's a lot of different factors. So yeah, I know they moved it to Florida and it's probably a much more lax situation. And there's a million different factors, but
they let everything fly down here.
Well, it's it's the Mexico of America, but I wouldn't necessarily immediately chalk it up. Go ahead, Danny. You live in Florida. I'll let you defend it.
I do live in Florida. I like Florida. From Connecticut, moved down here, and I enjoy it.
But I think I wouldn't necessarily just chalk it up to California wouldn't sanction it because Holyfield's going to get murdered. There's a million factors, including the medicals and everything else. And Florida just has more lax, easier to obtain medicals and things like that. Let's see.
Holyfield was the reason they couldn't get sanctioned, Mbaye said.
But that's what I was just saying. Like, just because they wouldn't sanction it for him, it doesn't mean because it was going to be a murder. Maybe the medical requirements for somebody his age were just way too much to do on. We're talking a week's notice, less than a week's notice. Was it Sunday, Saturday afternoon that they tried to get that to go? So it's interesting.
That, though, I don't know. I want to figure out what he's been doing. Jacob, that's good to know that he was like on standby.
And sorry.
No, Tyson fight, and who knows? He might have been like.
Well, I don't know, like in depth. I just know that when Tyson started posting his like workout videos and stuff, all of a sudden Evander started popping up as well. Because some of those pictures are back when Tyson was in shape. So he might have got fat again. I don't know.
Well, does he have an Instagram?
Yeah, let's find out. Let's go on a fly here.
Yeah. And we'll hang out for another 10 minutes or so. So
he does. Let's see this last post.
Top of the hour.
He posted August 28th, and he looks, oh, God.
Relax. Jacob's going to turn his camera off.
He said, I've been training hard for, this is August 28th. I've been training hard for months, and it looks like another cancellation. I promised my fans I will step back in the ring at least one more time before I lay the gloves to rest for good. I think my fans were always standing by me. So he's been training and he's ready to go.
Who is he supposed to fight?
I don't know.
Definitely not somebody who's going to get paid the same amount he's going to make for Vitor Belfort. I bet you they make, I'm going to guess, 200
It's Thriller, not Showtime, but 200 grand, dude.
Oh, here's a picture with him and Jake Paul in the boxing ring. Looks like they train together. That's
maybe
good
more,
news.
actually. I don't know.
I think he makes $1 million.
You think Evander? Well, maybe.
Guys, I am putting my
he makes $1 million. Vitor makes how much?
I bet Vitor. Why would Oscar
how do you take out a small
$1 million?
If I take out a small business loan, can I put it into Bet Online real quick? Because I'm putting it all on Evander Holyfield right now.
Just looking at his Instagram.
Oh my god. This dude's never worked hard in his life. He might be in better shape now than when he was the champ.
Well, Mbaye said
he's more aerodynamic without
going on. So we'll see. We'll drop in like 7 minutes here. So anybody wants to
have any nice little timer, huh? Put them on their timer.
Well, at the top of the hour. I got kids to raise, man.
I'm chatting with Mbaye right now about Lupi Godinez versus Sam Hughes.
Holyfield, dude, everybody's all over Vitor. All right.
Well, I just put 5 units on Evander Holyfield, so.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Jesus, $5. Holy shit.
You know how I texted you earlier and said it's more about the timing and delivery than the content?
Yeah.
That was incredible timing, even better delivery.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for your approval.
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking for.
That's all you've been wanting.
That's what I've been looking for. Well, we're going to live stream it, Mbaye, so we could watch Jacob's. You know, you guys love Jacob's reactions live.
I mean, I'll make Evander Holyfield my lock of the week. I don't care. That's the lock of the week. I just hit 1, so this will be 2 in 1 week.
Oh, here you go. Kickstarting a new streak.
Yeah. I mean, we've won 3 of our last 4. This will make it 4 of my last 5.
After the fiery death of the last one.
What are you talking about? It was a great fight.
It was a very good fight, but I told you from the beginning, you just got the wrong.
It's easy to say I told you when so I mean.
But I literally told you. You can't say till you have the fact. I literally told you before the fact. You muppet.
I know you said it before the fact, but just because that happens, you happen to be right. It could have went the opposite way, and then
but it didn't. It literally didn't, Jacob.
It literally.
What are you trying to? What are you trying? Like I don't. You have no point to make.
I have the best point you can make. That you're saying that now, but it doesn't matter now because
I said it before you, doofus. I
understand that, but if the fight goes a different way, then you're wrong.
What an idiot. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. Thank you. You're conceding.
I go, what an idiot. You go, thank you. Somebody was in our chat the other day that lives around the corner from you, Jake.
Oh, well.
I gave out your address and everything.
It's a gated community. Good luck.
It's one of those gated communities where you can just tail the car behind you, no problem.
The gate is open from 8 a.m. to
It's one of those gates that swings for like 45 seconds before it closes. Anybody who wants in just follows the car.
It's a gated community. Good luck. Oh, gee. It says the dude with a thumbtack pinned flag on the wall of his bedroom.
Those are galvanized steel nails.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? When's the Angelo Dan grappling match? We're just waiting for Dan to come to Texas, and we'll get it done. I'm not worried about it.
Angelo, anytime you want to grab, here we're gonna go down this
to Texas. I already told you. I'll call Formiga in Dallas, and I'll say, "Can we use your gym?" Dan, who you might remember, I just have to smack him around a little bit, and then we'll be out of your hair.
Oh, this is funny. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, I will come to Texas, but there needs to be very serious money on the line.
Why does it have to be money? Honestly, the pride is better than the money. Why does it have to be money?
Ooh, right. Angelo backpedaling a little bit.
Down there and whip you in like 3 minutes, and then for what?
The pride. That's for what?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I can also we can bet money, and then I'll have the pride and the money. So
we can bet money, but you'll have to take it out with Tiffany because she's not going to agree with that. She thinks I'm a slob, and there's no way she's going to let me bet money on myself. That's the problem. Literally, when I told her about this, she's like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "What were you talking about?" She's like, "I don't know why you still think you're 25 because you're not."
You're closer to death than 25.
What do you say?
What's that?
What were you trying to do the other day? Like, I feel like you've tried to change the rules 17 times.
No, that's not what happened. You were like talking smack in text, and I said this originally started with a wrestling match, and you knew you would lose to me in a wrestling match, which is totally fair. I get it. So then you said, let's make it a grappling match. You made it a grappling match. I want it to be a wrestling match.
I love like the way.
And I was like, fine. We've been grappling the same amount of time. You have done it at a higher level, but we started about the same time, right? Like, if you exclude my wrestling background, we started at the same time.
Right.
So I still think it's fair. But then I said, I said there should be. I said there should be a time limit, and you knew that would be a problem for you. So you didn't want the time limit. Like, so you started messing with the rules for you to favor you.
This is all made up. So what happened was you said wrestling match. I instantly said grappling match with submissions, just because it's going to be a lot.
Because you know what would happen with a wrestling match. Let's admit, if it was a wrestling match,
you to tap out due to exhaustion. I'm just going to keep transitioning to your back, to side control.
Honestly,
as soon as you try to scramble up, I'll just flatten you back out again.
I would pay $10,000. I would pay $10,000 to see Angelo on his back, just squirming, can't even shrimp, can't do anything.
Squirming.
Just
here's the thing.
I'll just make a noise. Also, he just
followed up with like 15 minutes of like dry heaving.
I'll definitely be exhausted.
He just starts squealing like a pig.
How do you think you would get me to my back? Like you're gonna shoot a takedown on me, Dan? That's what's gonna happen.
Angelo, I could take you down any way I want to.
With what? A sloppy overhand right and a double leg from 75 feet away? That's Angelo, what it's going to be?
You think your reflexes, like I would probably ankle pick.
I'll let you get on my hips. You think these fat fucking hips are going to let you drive
He's so
through?
amped up now. He's swearing. He's like breaking his own rules that he cries about all the time. Sean V's giving you the edge. Sean, I don't know about
because that. We're talking like, dude, if it was straight wrestling only, like honestly, other than me being out of shape, there's like no world that it happens. You add in the grappling, the grappling changes it for sure. But again, I
said we'll do both. We'll do straight wrestling. So that's where Angelo said, all right, we'll do what was your first to
I tried to do you a favor. I said
Angel's going to be the first person to ever tap from when Dan just has his hand over his mouth like this. Dan's just gonna do this.
I'm gonna do all that.
Jacob's microphone got muted.
Where you just hope that they tap you out so you can get out of there. I'm gonna put my forearm on his neck and just all that fun stuff.
Listen, it's very simple. I know I'm not in shape. I know that. But if we're talking straight wrestling, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got to do this sooner than later. You know what? I mean, dude, this is like, let's say you let yourself go just a little bit.
All right, what's today?
No, hold on. Let's hear me.
Number 7.
Book a flight right now, Dan.
Yeah, book a flight. Tiffany's a nurse.
Book a flight with money on the line, or if not, you can book a flight down here.
Tell you what,
you still put money on the line, and
I'll pay flight. Dan, if you win, Angelo will pay for
it. I'll pay for your flight, and then we bet money.
If I didn't even hear that. I was reading the chat.
What was that?
I was reading this comment say that we were laughing at Jacob like he lives in a trash can. So this chat must be way behind what we're talking about. Anyway,
you might have paused it.
I didn't pause it. Anyway,
no, he might have paused.
I see that here. I think of Chappelle.
Oh.
Live in a trash can.
Am I in trouble?
Oh my God. This is Tiffany.
My wife is
the wrestling match.
Tiffany, Angelo's trying to act like he's 25 again and wants to wrestle me.
He's really stupid.
Could you shut the
Oh, that is hilarious.
He's really stupid.
Jacob, are you?
Keep an eye on the bank accounts because now he wants to bet money and all sorts of stuff. He's getting
Jacob, you just pissed Tiffany off, Jacob.
Of all the people to talk shit about how someone speaks.
Oh, Jacob, you're in trouble. Huh?
Jacob's like legit terrified of you too, so he's gonna shut up very quickly.
Me and Tiffany versus Angelo and Jacob. I mean, the odds would be minus 20,000.
I'll take that.
What is your question, woman?
Sedan or a mid-size SUV.
Get a minivan. Those things are sweet.
No, a sedan or a mid-size SUV. There's a $50 difference.
Mid-size SUV.
The mid-size SUV is $50 more.
Yeah, okay. Jesus.
Wow.
Only $2 left on the
We're going to Florida.
Frank the Tank. I lost some money on the. We live bet the Contender Series. I won some. I lost some. You know how it goes.
But
my lock of the week, Frank. My lock of the week hit. Contender.
We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida in October, and we're going to Disney. So she's asking what kind of car we want the rent.
See, Sean gets it. Post that comment. Sean gets it.
Jacob is so unreasonably scared of Tiffany. It's like not. I don't know. He's just afraid of strong women. I don't know what it is. Like he's just terrified of her. And at first I thought he was joking around, but like it's like a joke that lasted like 10 years if he's joking around.
No, even when I just like mocked her, right after I said it, I was like, oh, it's like that was a bad idea.
And she's not physically imposing. She'll just say whatever the hell she thinks.
I mean, she's 3 inches taller than me.
She is taller than you, but she'll just let you know how she feels, and that's the end, dude.
That's the thing too. I think I'm the only person she's never been mean to, so there's no reason.
Waiting for your beating. Yeah. She's not just mean in general, but like if you get her order wrong, and she'll just let you know, no matter what it is.
Is that what I took away from that conversation?
What?
You're getting a minivan?
No, we're talking about renting vehicles for Florida. But Dan, I'll tell you right now, I drive a minivan. This is what happened. I will walk you through what happened. And anybody in this chat who's unmarried and thinking about getting married, let me walk you through this. I see her phone outside.
Looking over her shoulder in fear.
I am. So let me walk you through this. So I had a Chevy Traverse, blackout, loved it. Lease was up, so I had to go out and get a new car. My wife's lease was up. Her lease was up. She went out.
I would pay. I just do usually cash.
She went out and got. So Tiffany went out and got the big Volvo SUV. Loved it. Whatever. So then it was my turn to go out and get a car, and it's like, all right, well, we already have a giant 3-row vehicle. I'm just going to get a car. So I got a car. Then randomly, on her way home from work one day, she's like, I'm going to stop off at the dealership. I'm like, why? She's got this like Volvo that she loves, this giant Volvo. And then she comes home with a minivan. But I'm the one who's home. I work from home. I'm home all day with the kid. I drop the kids off most days. So the minivan became mine. Then she got my car, decided she didn't like my car, went out and got an SUV, decided she didn't like that, and just got a new car the other day. So women are the worst. And
What a
I
great
drive a
story
minivan.
that was. All right, I think we lost 15 people.
Well, I drive a minivan now, so Dan wants to make fun of minivans. I'll tell you right now, it is the smoothest ride I've had. Minivans are unbelievable, period. Dan's not even looking at the camera anymore.
You've been conditioned.
He's in the chat. He's chopping it up.
I'm heavy in the chat right now.
Jacob rode in the minivan when we played wiffle ball. It was unbelievable.
What a piece of shit that vehicle was.
Well,
It
that's
definitely
not
doesn't have the.
appropriate.
It definitely doesn't have the acceleration my Ferrari has.
Jacob had a Mazda Miata till last year.
It's an MX-5.
Okay.
It's
Just
MX-5.
admit it's a Mazda Miata and be
It's
done
an
with it.
it's an MX-5.
So, Dan, this isn't even a joke. Dan's laughing. We're not even joking. He literally had when I first met him, Jacob had a Mazda Miata.
It's a MX-5. It literally isn't even called a Miata.
Jacob
White
lived on
with-
his own.
with cream interior.
Jacob lived on his own. With
I got
a
the red
Mazda.
and black seat covers, Dan.
He lived on his own with a Mazda Miata convertible. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And then he's like, oh, she's hot. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't, hold on. What's happening? That doesn't add up.
You think,
Oh, well.
how many people you think in the chat are actually enjoying this? The rest of them are like,
Nah, they don't care.
are we going to
at
talk
all.
about fights, or you guys just going to talk about fake wrestling matches and Jacob's Mazda Miata?
MX-5. Dan, it's
First of
literally
all,
called
just
an
no
MX-5.
joke. Like, I got two little kids. And
The funny part about my car is this is when I first like met Angelo and stuff, and I think the first time I ever met, was it your mom or your stepmom? One of them was like, "I love your car."
From Italy goes, I love the Mazda.
I used to have one. I was like, "Oh, great." She's like, "That's my favorite. I used to have one." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
And Jester, minivans and TikTok. Listen, you can't knock a minivan. I don't know when the last time, if you have been in a minivan that has been made in the last like 2 years, those things are unbelievable. But TikTok, I'll tell you right now, you can make fun of TikTok. It's for teenage girls or blah, blah, blah. It is the funniest app on the planet. It is hilarious, cancel free. Like, you don't get canceled on TikTok. It is like, it is offensive and hilarious. That's the best app in the world. It's unbelievable. I literally just crack up laughing.
So far, we got the minivan, we got
TikTok.
TikTok,
I drink white wine. That's the other big reveal from Saturday.
Chardonnay. There was one more. What was the other one?
I'm taller than both of you. Maybe that's what you were thinking of.
I mean,
Your trip to Texas, we will get it done. I'm not kidding. I'll call Formiga and say, can Dan and I do our thing at your gym? You know Formiga, right?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he'll let us use his space.
Yeah. I know him too. Yeah.
Formiga's like, first of all, couldn't be nicer, and is like one of at a point in time, he was one of the best people on the planet for at his weight class in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he was really
Might
good.
still
I remember
be.
when he was in Denver. I was like kind of moving to Florida at the time. He was kind of coming there, but we trained together, I think, a few times. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's
so small and did anything he wanted to anybody he wanted to do it to. It was insane. But speaking of Danbury, before we drop, did you know about that documentary about the Danbury mob running the hockey team?
Yeah,
On
I
Netflix?
played hockey. I played at that rink like 4 times a week right before all that went down.
Did you watch the documentary? Like,
No, yeah, I meant to last night, but then I just, went on.
I don't even know what went down. I know nothing about it. And then I was like, wait, this is when I was growing up. How do I not know any of this?
You didn't know any of that? Dude, the guy went to your New Fairfield High School.
I didn't go. I was in Newtown. Ryan went to New Fairfield. Ryan actually knows them. Ryan in the group chat was like, oh, I know these kids and blah, blah, blah. What'd you say?
I thought you went to New Fairfield.
I went to Newtown High School. That's how, I mean, damn,
It's all
Dan.
making sense.
Now I get it.
Respect for you.
I'm on the Wall of Fame. If you want to walk into Newtown High School, the Wrestling Wall of Fame, I'm right there. And then now it'll say beat Dan Kramer. I'll have him update it. And if you go to the Newtown Deli or the Monroe Deli or the New Milford Deli, there is a sandwich called the Angelo Sandwich. It is named after me. Get it. It's amazing. Jacob's had it.
I did not.
Sandwich is named after you in 3 delis.
Yeah, because the owner of the original deli that named it after me was so successful, he just like copy pasted that deli over.
The guy said if you order 10,000 sandwiches, you get a sandwich named after you, thinking that nobody would ever hit that mark, and Angelo hit it in 6 months.
And he tried doing it at the same place. They're like, listen, we can't name 2 sandwiches. You got to go somewhere else. You would drive 40 minutes to their closest location.
But like, legit, got it named after me. I coached this kid in wrestling, and I would go there every day and order the same sandwich. People outside the Northeast will not appreciate this sandwich. Jacob, you can ask the lady. A little time in New York, she might appreciate the sandwich. Chicken, Dan, pay attention. Chicken cutlet, fresh mozzarella, roasted red peppers.
About this sandwich all the time. It sounds all right. I mean, it doesn't sound like
balsamic glaze.
The wheel. We'll finish
What'd you
it. Chicken cutlet, cheese. What else?
Not regular. No, cheese, mozzarella, cheese,
mozzarella. Wow, all right. Very exotic
fresh
cheese.
Sliced
Okay,
mozzarella.
What's the rest? Chicken and mozzarella. We got so far.
A chicken cutlet, fresh sliced mozzarella, roasted red peppers, and balsamic on a hard roll. I mean, that's a sandwich. Just admit that's a sandwich. Like, I mean,
no, I agree. It sounds good. It sounds like somebody would order that, you know. I just don't see that getting its own name, I guess is what I'm saying. It's like
listen, it got its own name.
Lettuce, special tomato.
You know what the best part is, Dan? Yelp.
Like, no, that's a turkey sandwich.
You go to Yelp now. If you go to Yelp or even Google,
yours? Sounds like a Hot Pocket.
If you go to Yelp and pull up the Newtown Deli in Newtown, Connecticut, the review is like, I got the Angelo sandwich and it's amazing.
Yeah, I know. You went on there and probably typed from.
I screenshot it. Oh, it's all over the place. You know what's really funny? So I have a younger cousin, and he's like, I don't know how much younger. He's like, I don't know, 7, 8 years younger than me. And when it was time to name the sandwich, he was like, you want the Angelo or you want the Bodetti? And I'm like, no, the Angelo. And my logic was, if I name it the
Bodetti, that sounds cool.
I should have. But I was like, if I name it the Bodetti, my little dirtbag cousin's going to run around telling all the little chickalitas it's his sandwich. So I spited myself because I would have a legit legacy with my last name. But first name and any idiot named Angelo.
Angelo's getting jealous of his little cousin potentially claiming the sandwich that he named due to eating 10,000.
No clout chasers. No clout chasers. I earned that sandwich. No clout.
Hey, everyone's talking about the Manon Fioreau fight.
Everybody is. Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
We'll spend a little extra time on that next week because people seem to be very interested in that.
I'm not seeing that on. Hold on, Tapology.
Frank, I did not. What happened to Stephan Bonner? What happened to that? Dude, everybody's going back and forth on Manning. Jeez. I said we were going to drop at the top of the hour. We'll give it a few more minutes. I do have to go to bed. My wife told me. Oh, tough guy Jake laughed.
Yeah, and she said when you walk in the room. She said when you walk in the room, don't disturb the pants she has laid out for you, or the outfit she has laid out for you for the next day when you walk in.
Your one-piece pajamas. Your onesie.
Oh, he was drug seeking.
I love my wife.
Oh man. All right, boys.
Who is Manon fighting right now? I'm trying to. That's not on next week's card, is it?
Yes, it is. Oh, Imba is. I don't know if Manon is. Because I'm seeing Impa.
Who's Manon fighting, Mbaye?
It's Mara Bueno Silva.
Oh, I remember her. All right, I got to go back
She's
to my notes
old,
and
isn't she?
watch that. She got beat up. Who did she get beat up by? That was your
UFC 266, 2 weeks.
She had a draw versus Montana De La Rosa. She's not
Montana's
old. She's 30.
the Texas wrestler. Why was it a draw?
Majority draw. I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. That's the problem with these fights. I forget immediately after. All right, guys, we're gonna head out.
But I feel like I could be remembering this wrong, but I feel like Silva was tough, but not highly skilled anywhere. And I mean, I'm not discrediting her, but she just looked like she could hang, but she was gonna. I don't know. But by the same token, Manon, I feel like, is kind of unproven. I know she looked great in her last fight, if I'm remembering correctly, but I feel like we got to see her against somebody, you know, in the top of the division to know if she's going to be legit or not.
And she said it was a draw because Montana, I guess Montana grabbed the cage, or Myrna.
Okay.
No, Dan is not scared of my wife. Dan's a normal human being. Jacob's the one who's a little skittish little boy.
You better be careful.
What or what?
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Angela, we need to set up this match with tentative date because
Dude, Frank is all over your side. Frank doesn't know that we've rolled and I've smoked you in the past. But with that, we got to go.
Angela,
I'm going to drop.
Now you're just telling
We're going
us.
to head out
So
here.
Since we're
Oh shit! I think his microphone went out.
Oh, he muted you, Dan. He muted you.
No.
Dan's
story.
all lead in.
He's about to come through. I think the match was about to start right there.
He leaned in
like
to
the
look.
ring.
You're unmuted, dummy. You can talk now.
He was going to come through like the ring.
Ask Jacob to come out with the truth. Since we're telling stories, my little brother, my younger brother,
Dan's younger brother, who is
stop!
I
Let him
asked
tell
my
the
brother,
story.
I forgot this happened. I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you
he
the real
submitted
story.
me multiple times. There it is. End of story.
I was like, Angelo keeps talking like he's going to beat me in wrestling. He's like, Angelo Bodetti? I was like, yeah. Like, didn't you train with him back in the day? He's like, I submitted him dozens of times whenever I wanted. And my brother literally trained, I don't know, I would say probably less than 5% of the amount of times you've ever trained.
First of all, your brother, I would smoke him, and then he was so stupid strong, he would get like a guillotine from some stupid ass weird angle and squeeze the hell out of it. And he was, dude, I swear to God, if he put in the time and effort that you did, he'd be 10 times the fighter you were. He's so strong, dude. So strong.
Yeah, I'll give you one thing other than your drawn out, exaggerated, emphatic excuse for getting beat up by my brother. My brother definitely had some talent and he was very strong. But Angelo, to be honest, you got smoked by him dozens of times.
Dozens of times.
My little brother.
How could he barely train and yet we trained together dozens of times? Okay, get relax. It was not dozens of times. And in the same, I remember when he submitted me.
He's barely trained, but he submitted you dozens of times.
In the same session
multiple
that
times per session.
In the same session he submitted me. I remember Luigi had some black belt in from Brazil. He submitted that dude too. I was like, damn, Mike is on fire today. So let's all relax.
Who did he submit?
But it was some black belt that Luigi had in for like a couple months. And he submitted him too. And I was like, oh my God.
You held on to that so you could sleep in there, right?
Listen, and I'm not fighting your brother. I'm fighting you. I'm not even fighting. I'm grappling you. And if it was a straight up, dude, we're starting on our feet. None of this knee crap. On our feet, shaking hands. I'll take you down 2 points, and I will just lay on you fat and slow. And that's it. I win a decision. 2-0. End of story. 10-minute time period. Done.
Yeah, see, Frank gets submitted all the time. It's no big deal. He's a white belt. He gets submitted too, Angelo. Cheer up.
See? Frank gets it.
Angelo,
I'll tell you what.
I will say it's fun doing the whole arguing and talking about it, but Set a date.
Book your
set a
flight.
time. Let's put some numbers. Let's put some.
It's you. You're the one
let's
who has
make
to come here,
numbers.
Brooke.
Actually, let's do a bet that is humiliating for the loser. How about that?
I think no matter who loses, it's humiliating. If you lose, it's
Is that your way of saying you don't want
stupid
to
humiliating.
online?
Listen, if I lose, it's expected, right? You're the professional athlete. If you lose, it's like legit humiliating.
It's like this is like Woodley and Jake Paul. Really?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. That's why I mean, I would never lose. One and two. That's why I want you to put a little something up there, a little money, whatever you want, or you shave your. I mean, are you bald already? Take your hat off.
It's not great. No, I'm not bald, but it's not great.
All right. So if he shaves his head,
I actually have my hair is actually stupid long, but it's not.
Loser
it's not
shaves
fair.
their head. How would Tiffany feel about that?
I actually said last week, and she's like, "No." I was like, "Okay."
All right. So that's potential.
Oh, but
Jacob,
I
any
a real
other ideas?
show.
How about you lose? You
We'll
get a
see.
new laptop, so we don't have to listen to you in and out with your internet for 3 hours.
Has that been happening on this stream?
The entire stream.
All right. Well, November.
And he starts
November, they're
lagging
coming out.
immediately.
Right now, actually.
Did I
Angela's
really?
waiting for the new iPad Pro 72. That's on its way.
TBD.
You know what's so funny? Here, look at this that just got pushed to my phone.
Yeah, I can't read it, but
You can't read it. Literally just now, I got a push notification from Google saying, "Oh, you might like this." Apple Insider, Apple Silicon MacBook Pro with mini LED on schedule for fall launch. Literally as we were talking, and that's
coming
what
from
I'm
China, right? No, it's made in China? Yes or no?
Dude, I get it. The whole chip shortage, all that crap. Apple purchased, like they're way ahead of the game. They will come out on time, guarantee it.
Yeah, probably 200.
And I'm not an Apple fanboy. I just recognize that they have more buying power than anybody on planet Earth right now, and they bought their chips.
No ships are getting out of China. There's no containers, and I'm sure that nice press release of however many 100 Apple computers are going to get here, you won't be in line for one of them. So you'll get it.
It's already.
How about this?
Let's
make a bet that you don't get your Apple computer. Let's see, this is where I'm.
November, I think, is the release date. So say by the end of the year.
No, not by the end of the year. That's too much time.
It's too much time. There's no chips
by
anywhere.
November 1st.
No, they might not even release it till the 15th. That's not fair.
12/1.
Or we can just say January 1st. I don't understand.
It's a month difference.
But you said there's no chips, containers aren't going anywhere, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, a month matters?
I mean, I don't know. You might go on like.
It's unbelievable. This is the Dan that I deal with.
eBay,
Let's wrestle. Or we'll grapple.
You'll finagle something.
This is the Dan. Let's wrestle. No, I want to grapple.
From Apple probably before the end of the year, but I'm trying to be a smart better. 12/1, I think, is a fair. The bet should be: do I get my laptop before I take you down? That's the bet. And both don't happen.
Yes.
How about this?
Listen, it's 10:30. I gotta go. Get your final thoughts out there.
Bold is beautiful. My final thoughts are: stop yapping and set a date, Angelo. And
next Thursday. Date done. Next Thursday.
All right, fly here. I'll pay for your ticket.
No. The other way. You got to come to me.
There's two of us here, Dan.
I agree. There's two of us.
Tell
you what.
The lay flat seats.
I will be in Florida like the week before Halloween. I'll be on the other side of the state. You drive to me, and we'll get it done on that side of the state.
Okay. Why don't you come here? We can do it at ATT on a mat. Where are we going to do it over by you?
Because it's like we're going to Florida. I haven't seen my mother. I haven't seen my own brother in 2 years.
Yeah,
like
don't
I
want
can't.
Your mom anywhere near this beating that I'm going to put on you. So probably best this side. I mean, Jesus. Put her through that. She hasn't seen you in years. She's going to be bruised up.
She'd be so supportive.
Boogers coming out of your mouth like you're all breathing all heavy. I mean, anyways.
We'll sort it out. And it's not a fight.
So
everybody thinks it's a fist fight. It's not a fist fight. It's a grappling match.
I know you're already getting nervous over there. All right, so a week before Halloween. That's my birthday before I turn 36. So at that point, I'm over the hill. So perfect timing.
It's my daughter's birthday too, and what better gift to give her? What better
Then
gift?
What? Then what?
And not dying.
A visitation slip in the hospital because you're so out of shape that you're like, you think something's wrong, and you get there and they just tell you like, no, you're just really out of shape. Like,
No, there's no physical damage here. Your heart's about to explode. But
I like
that's
Gino's
about it.
idea. Do it in a backyard with a fire going in the background. I'm good with that. We can just do it in the yard.
I'll do a grappling match in the yard. Wouldn't be the first.
You say it like you're like Kimbo Slice. Like
Not a
where
fist fight,
are
it's a
you
grappling
wrestling
match.
in backyard parties?
You never got drunk. and
Angelo
grappled your
makes me
brother in the
every time I
backyard?
come
Oh,
over
I
to
did
live
plenty
stream.
of times,
Angelo makes me wrestle in his backyard. We're in our underwear. I don't know why he makes me do it.
You're thinking of church camp. Wrong story.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
I gotta
thanks, Sean.
I gotta go. I gotta get some rest. Tomorrow starts training day one. Although, listen, it's not. Look at that. Look at that, Dan. You're worried about it. You're worried about it. Come on. Let's see.
Let's see your left.
All right.
Well, we figured something out tonight, folks. Oh, Lord.
Oh, crap.
This is why we don't get
Everybody
sponsors.
knows.
This is why we don't get sponsors.
Oh, man. All right, Angela, go in there. Your pajamas are laid out. Your onesie's good to go. Apologize for being late. And, yeah, training starts tomorrow.
All right.
Or later
Well,
tonight. I don't know.
For you, I'll wait till the week before. That's about all I need.
we are legit heading out. We'll see you guys next week. Dan, reach out to your boy. We have the interview for this week. Get it done. Did you talk to him?
Yeah. You were supposed to message me today about it.
I have to keep your. I mean, what is there? How complicated is this? Just be like, can you hop on our show? Done.
Yeah, I know that. I just have to.
He was at your freaking wedding. It's not like it's a stranger.
Angelo, I know that.
I don't think you do. If I have to remind you to ask your friend to come hang out.
Listen,
We can get Big Don. I can ask Big Don.
I'm busy. You know,
We
we
may
saw
have
your
to.
bicep, Angelo.
Big Don's on standby. You heard that, Big Don. If you're still in here, you're on standby.
Either
Big
way,
Don. TRT Angelo, right arm only.
I actually didn't even flex the left because I was just cracking up. I thought that was such a fantastic. Why? I just loved it. As soon as you said that, I just loved it. Let me see the left. Like what? When you said that, I just pictured like from a scary movie too. Like that's the left arm that pops up. All right, either way, I gotta go.
Boys. Everybody who's looking for some bets, sorry, all we got is Vitor Belfort, which Angelo instantly regretted.
I put 5
Jacob,
units on
I think,
Holyfield.
lost 3 bets live throughout this, and I bet on football. I don't know anything about it, so yeah. Hopefully, we'll have some better stuff for you next time. But
So either way, we will see you guys hopefully later this week with an interview with a big time UFC heavyweight. Dan, get it
Big
done.
Don.
Get it done. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for hopping in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for dealing with our nonsense. We'll see you guys later.